So before the video starts, I just want to apologize for this being like 2 weeks late, since it's been about 2 weeks since the character came out. And two, if you guys kind of enjoyed like the showcase and the content on the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below, and just kind of comment like, I don't know, feedback, and just I don't know, just like what your thoughts on this character are, and like whether you got shafted while you're and stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. See you in the video. Alrighty, hello everyone, welcome back to another Slime Isekai Memories video. So today I have for you the MILIM Nava showcase, the Space Banner MILIM unit that came out about 2 weeks ago for the part 1 of Isekai Revelry, like the 6-month anniversary. And I have her at level 88, to Awakening, I guess to Awakens. And I think she's a really good DPS unit. I think she fits her role really well. Just like what she can buff and what she can do is really good for her kit, and she's a really good soul DPS. Now her equipment, I have her using just a 6-star weapon, and then like a 5-star, I guess, like armor and the health equipment. I am gonna like be evolving it and stuff later on. It's just still grinding like the like loop and stuff like that. So the equipment will be better, but I feel like this is kind of like the sort of baseline, I think, for like at least a decent amount of people, especially if you're running like a space team. You really want your space MILIM or like your soul DPS to have really good, equipment. So I have her level 88, ability released as much as I could. Obviously I let her level 100, right? And let's take a look at her skills. So at level 88, so before you awaken her to 100, she does the standard 450, but if you max her out, it actually goes up to 470, which I believe is the highest like single ult multiplier that we've seen. Because usually the standard, I believe, is 450. The only other person I think who has 470 is the other space MILIM, the Octagram MILIM, who has her single target ult maxed at 470%. So her ult's gonna be hitting really hard. She's like the main soul DPS unit that the space team has been needing, especially because when the game first launched. If we take a look here real quick, if I search by space, when the game first launched, right, the space units that you had were the Space Rimuru and this Space Ranga. Oh, I guess I need to ability release him. But like Ranga was just okay. He wasn't really like a soul DPS for the team, and Rimuru is just a support unit. You had the Octagram MILIM, but it's hard to get you can only get so many Octagram medals. I think you get like 45 or like 50 or something, like just from the standard event every month. So it takes about like 2-ish months, I think, to first get started with the like first dupe. And if you want to save for the other Octagram characters, they cost 100 each. So at the time, right before the anniversary, the space team was lacking a lot. And I mean, of course, because it was the only element that didn't really have, like, it didn't have a mod. But now it does, and the Space MILIM came out. And yeah, so her ult's gonna be hitting really hard. And her skills, she has Dragon Master. I have it maxed out. I have Blitzko's maxed out. And this increases all allies' space attack by 50% for 1 turn, 55 skill cost. And her second skill is Dragon Call, level max, chance to give Drago to self 100% for 1 turn, and increase his own attack by 20% for 15 skill points. Now, the only thing that I would have to be a little like about her skills is that her like attack buff is specifically space. So most often times, like when you want to be relying on that buff, you're only going to be using it when you're using the space team or another space DPS unit. But you don't normally run characters outside of their protection unless it's like a specific reason why. So the space attack I feel like is mostly just for herself, and then like whoever else it buffs is like a added on bonus. But her main specialty comes in her Dragon Call skill. Now her Dragon Call skill, it gives a chance, it has a chance to give Drago to herself for 100%. And what Drago does is Drago, the status makes it so that all buffs on MILIM, when calculated, get an increase of 1.2 to 1.4. It's like it's like the opposite of Frostbite on Velzard, where Frostbite increases the like potency of debuffs by 1.6. Drago increases the potency of buffs by like 1.2 to 1.4. It's a little bit lower, I think. And she increases her own attack by 20%. So she's gonna be hitting hard. And like all the other buffs that you're putting on her, like MILIM's Soul of Combos buff, Rimuru's general attack buff, Masked Hero's crit rate buff, and stuff like that, it's gonna be really increasing her damage by a lot, and she's gonna be hitting hard. So that's where like her main specialty comes in. And her skill, or like her trait skill, is when your troop contains 3 or more battle members, increases skill points by 4 at the start of battle. And I think maxed out, it's at 6, I believe. Yeah. When you have her at 3, like at the 3rd awakening, she increases skill points by 6 at the start of battle. So it's not bad. It's a pretty decent like support trait, like to put as a, you know, like a support unit. But yeah, so we're gonna be taking a look at her. She's gonna be hitting really hard, I think. In the stages I'm gonna be taking her, she's gonna be hitting pretty hard. So I have 2 teams currently. This first team is more of like just a standard space team. Now, obviously, the Space Veldora is also really good with her, just because their sort of kits work really well together. So I'm gonna be running her. I'm gonna be running the Masked Hero because her support skill, her support abilities are really good, and I'm running Frey because she's a pretty decent unit. Pretty decent free to play. She brings pretty unique utility to the team, and she's an orb changer, right? Her orb changing works well with Masked Hero, and then they both work well with Space Veldora. I'm only bringing MILIM on the back for the Soul of Combos, nothing else. And the Space Rimuru is also just there for the general attack buff. He might change depending on which stage we actually challenge. But I usually just kind of put the 2 there, just normally because that's kind of who you usually have on the side, unless you need certain characters for a specific reason. And the other team I have here is one where for the Conquest, the Wind Conquest, where you want to bring the space team. Now, the reason I have these 2 on the back is because the Wind Conquest puts poison on your characters. Now, I don't want poison on my DPS because I don't want them to die, right? So I'm having my main like support characters kind of here out in the front, waiting for the poison buff or poison debuff, and then switching them in as I go along the fight and try to get MILIM to use her like ult and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. These teams might change a little bit depending on the stage, and if I see like, oh, maybe I should change this or that. But yeah, these are the 2 like general teams. Now she works really well with her own space team. Outside of that, she probably has some decent uses. It's just, I think her optimum teams obviously are going to be her own team. I don't think she works like as well as other characters do outside of her own team. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get right into the showcase. All right, so the first stage that I'm going to be bringing her into is Crucible. It is kind of weak. Crucible level 55, so it won't be the best showing like ever. I do need to go higher in Crucible because it's just a game mode that I don't usually play. But I think we should be able to see just how well her like damage is, and then we'll be bringing her into other stages like the new Tempered Edge and Conquest, obviously. But yeah, let's get her right into this stage. I'm using this team. Just I feel like it's not too important. Like if I'm using a specific team or not. So we're gonna take this in. Now, MILIM, I think. Okay. God. Hi, Gupta. Yep. Okay, so let me turn auto off. Alrighty, so. Damn. That's pretty good. So, yeah, we're gonna target Gupta first, and let's see how much she hits compared to everyone else. So, Frey hits for 2,600. Yeah, and MILIM's hitting for like 3,300. A lot higher than like Frey. Well, Frey has just lower stats because she's a free-to-play unit, and Master Hero is more of a support unit, but she's still hitting like a bit harder than I expected compared to the others. We're just gonna clear these, I guess. Okay, please don't kill Frey. Thank you. So I'm gonna pop Frey's thing just to see if we can get MILIM's. Actually, here, we'll do this. Yeah, we'll pop that. Yeah, Master Hero is like this one turn, like skip a turn kind of thing, is really, really good. Alrighty. Okay, you can hit other people. Frey is not the only person here. I'm gonna pop this. I'm also gonna activate this. Please be MILIM. Okay, that's great. Alright, that should be enough for her ult. I believe so. Yes, just barely. Alright, so I'm gonna first turn off the skip battle thing so we can see it. I think... Yeah, I kind of want to build up a little bit more of the skill points. So first, so you don't die, I'll swap you out. I might do this. Yeah. Sick. Alrighty, so I'm gonna pop this. I'm gonna pop her own ability. So she's already having her attack increased by 20%, and then she has her increased space attack by 31%. And yeah, you can see here, right? Because of Drago, so normally it's just buffed by 20%, but it's 24%. And her space attack is also increased. Normally it'd be like, because it's 12 and then an extra 10, so like 22-ish. But, you know, with her Drago, it increases to 31.2%, which is pretty good. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring MILIM in here. I'm gonna pop this and her own attack buff. So, and we'll put Master here at the end, why not? Let's see how much this does. Even with that, with the minus damage, 12,000 normal. Let's see how much this does. This is gonna do a lot of damage. 58,000. Oh my god. She hits so hard. It's actually amazing. So yeah, I know this stage is a bit like weak in terms of yeah, you can see I'm on battle 78. But let's scroll down here. We take a look, right? Let's look at Hakudo. He has like 4,800 defense, and I think he still had the like guard rate up, and even with the guard, he was taking like 5,000 damage from just the Soul of Secrets, right? And those were debuffed. So she was hitting so hard that, like, if those orbs weren't debuffed, he actually would have died way before we had a chance to pop the ult. But let's take her into Tempered Edge and let's see if we can kind of replicate sort of the same situation. Alrighty, so we're at Tempered Edge, Masters 3, and I haven't completed it yet, but we're gonna be taking MILIM into this stage, Tempered Edge Master 3, which I think might be the last stage. I'm not too sure. Don't take my word for it. But we're gonna be taking this this team in again. Basically, the strategy that we're gonna try and do is just build up as much Veldora protection gauge as much as we can and keep using it. Build up MILIM's ult, and then pop all the skills and just watch her obliterate the wind MILIM, quote unquote, that we're fighting. So yeah, this is the team that I'm gonna be taking in. Luminous on the support just for a little bit of skill points. Ranga just to buff up MILIM's attack, or just her stats as much as I can. I have Soe and Gazelle for like protection, the protection gauge, and I have Shizue just to buff up masked heroes stats a little bit more. But you could take in like maybe Earth MILIM or like Dark MILIM, just someone to buff up like maybe protection gauge or like your skill points and stuff like that. It's all up to you. But this is the setup I'm going to be taking in. Just making sure they have all their gear and stuff. Alrighty, let's get right into it. Now, these stages are like, it's a little tough, I guess, like just building it up and make sure you get all the orbs. But once you get MILIM's ult and you get everything, it's like you're just one-shotting her. Like at that point, it's easy. And our orbs are pretty bad. I'm gonna do this, just hopefully so that we can build up, we can get decent orbs next round. Okay, that's not too bad, I guess. So if we take a look at this MILIM, right, she has a lot of resistances. So MILIM's normals are going to be doing a bit less just because she has more magic resistance. And yeah, she is going to buff herself up a lot. So I'm almost tempted to do this. Basically like throwing away a turn. But that's fine. We're gonna do that. Actually, yeah. So the strategy is almost like the Hero's Jubilee that just took place. The same strategy basically, where you just want to build up as much of Veldora's gauge as much as you can, and then use it as many times as you can before the thing is over. So I'm gonna pop this. And I'm gonna clear. No, I'll clear these. Oh, that's great. I am gonna swap just so I don't have her die. And I am gonna pop this again. Get some more skill points, and then we're gonna save those 4 oranges for MILIM next turn. Yeah, I'm glad I switched there. Okay, so here's what we do. We bring MILIM in. We pop this now. Clear these. And then have the time rewind for the turn. And boom. There we go. Wow, I still have a lot of orbs with her. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this just so that we can build up more skill points. And I'm gonna swap out her there. Kind of want to see Rimuru, please. Okay. We'll just do this then. That's fine. I think yeah, I might clear these. I want to try and get one more of Veldora's thing, but I also don't think I really can. So I'm gonna just preemptively swap you in. Because I could do this and then get more skill points after. This seems like a waste. Whatever. We'll just do this. Because this should be enough. But the amount of ults that we have, this should be enough. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to pop this one more time. And we're just going to start stacking things. So we're going to pop this. And then I'm going to bring MILIM in. Okay, yeah. So I'm already just gonna swap you out. And let's do that. So let's see, if we hover over, MILIM's buffing her attack. So she's already being, her space attack's already being buffed by 31.2%. Then she's getting an attack buff of 24%. Then a space attack buff of 60%. And then a crit rate of 120%. So she's gonna hit pretty freaking hard. But I am gonna pop these in succession, and we'll just compare the damage. Hopefully she doesn't die. Okay, that she might die. Okay, that did 41,000 with Frey. That did 86,000, almost, or basically double what Frey did, in terms of damage. And they had basically the same amount of buffs. Except for MILIM, it was a little bit higher because of Drago. She hit 86,000. If we click over, oh, there's another stage. But if we go over here, right? I mean, her stats are higher than Frey's by like 1,000. And she did basically double the damage. And I think, honestly, if I didn't use Masked Hero's ult, we still would have killed her, I think. Because this boss has 177,000. And we basically did nearly half of her health with just Space MILIM's ult. And Frey did about 40,000. So, and she was like about 60% health left. So if you just put Frey and MILIM's ult together, she actually would have just died. Still, regardless whether Masked Hero had ulted or not. So we're gonna take her now into Wind Conquest, and I think pretty much at this point you guys can already see that she hits like a truck. She hits so hard, especially with this team setup where you can keep giving her like all these buffs and just buff her ultimate so much. Especially with Space Veldora's just his 40% increase in skill points and the fact that he's buffing the amount of the skill gauge percentage of each orb infinitely by 50% every time you use his protection gauge is so good and works so well with the Space MILIM, because you can just give her so many buffs. But yeah, let's take her into Win Conquest and let's see how she fucking just shreds there. Alrighty, so we're going to be taking this team into Win Conquest. Now, the thing that I need to keep wary of, this is Extreme Conquest, by the way, the Extreme Win Conquest stage. And basically what I want to do is I want to kill him by the turn before he stuns everyone. Ideally, that's what I want to do, especially because he'll heal himself. So I really want to get his health to 0 before that happens. Now the problem is that he debuffs Soul of Divine Protection and Soul of Secrets first at the start of turn for 7 turns, and then this one for 3. So it will be quite annoying, but hopefully we get good orbs, and I just pray that we get lucky. This is the team I'm bringing in. I'll probably bring in a better team with a different setup, but this is the setup that I'm going to go for specifically. And yeah, let's move out and bring her in. Now the stage is annoying just because the poison, like, it doesn't do that much damage, but every turn it just stacks. So it just like adds up over time, and it's just like, oh my god. This is actually not too bad. I almost want to use Frey's thing already. But I think what I might do is might swap her in. Swap you out. And we're gonna pop this. I know it might be a little bit of a waste, but just to build up as much as I can. Okay. Oh, that's almost her all. That's fine. So hitting about 1900, which isn't too bad. I think they will get poisoned though. Yep. That's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this. And once I get that, then I'm swapping Space MILIM out. And I'm not gonna bring her in until I need to. Just so I could have 6 orbs instead of 1 ultimate orb taking the spot. So yeah, I will swap you out. We did get an attack decrease for 4 turns by 20%, which is annoying. Let's do this. Oh, this is perfect actually. So we can use that. And then we can build up a lot of gauge, of Beldora's gauge. Okay, there's the protection debuff. God, Frey's taking so much damage from the poison. But that's fine. I'm just a little worried, so... You're buffed for 2 more turns. This is also buffed for 3 turns. So... I'm just gonna do this. Then 2 more turns, yeah. Whatever. I'm gonna pop this. I don't think they'll die. I'm gonna pray that they're not gonna die. You guys won't die, right? Okay, just don't. Oh, she's on like her last legs. Okay, that's fine. You are buffed for 2 turns. Okay. So we're gonna have 220 points, which honestly should be enough. If this gets me max, yeah, that should be fine. All right, here's where we start things. So we're gonna pop MILIM's ult. We're gonna bring you in place of her, and you in place of Frey. And we're gonna do this, this, this. And I honestly think that should be enough. 22. That attack decrease is gonna be annoying though. Oh well. We'll see if this finishes. If not, that's fine as well. I think this should. That did like 8,000? Yeah, 65,000 on turn 8. Yeah, turn 8. 65,000 ult with the attack decrease. Getting my first clear on that. There we go. That was honestly, I did kind of not play around the poison too well. Considering that I did get them poisoned and Master Hero almost died. But I don't know, this MILIM she just does so much damage that sometimes it literally doesn't even matter. As you guys saw in the showcases, like just her raw output in terms of damage combined with how good the space team has become is just insane. And I really think that now she's like a mainstay on the space team, just because if we filter by the space element, right? You have 2 main DPS units. You have this space MILIM and you have this one. Now, this octagram space MILIM is not bad, right? She increases her own pierce rate by 8. I think, what is the max on that? The max on that is 80%. That's not right. Well, she increases her own pierce rate by, like, as you can see here, 84%. And pierce power by 15%. And then her other skill increases crit rate by 32%. So she's kind of a mix of like the other space MILIM and Master Hero in terms of like the team buffs that they bring to the table. It's just one, it's a bit harder to buff up this MILIM in terms of like her awakening, right? Because you can only use octagram shards. And 2, this space MILIM's skills, like that Drago skill, is already really, really good. Just the buff potency increase, plus her own attack by 20%, plus space attack by 50%. So even without Drago, right? Let's say Drago wasn't there, she would already have a 70% space attack increase. And then you multiply that by, or you multiply both the 20 and the 50% by 1.4, I think. So, or 1.2. 1.2. So she's increasing her own attack by 24% and everyone's space attack, or her space attack, by 60%. Plus, if you throw in MILIM's Soul of Combos buff, and then you throw in Masked Hero's crit rate buff, so she's guaranteed critting. She's already buffing her attack by like what, 24 and 60, so like 84%. Plus her ult damage is being increased by 70%. Plus, if you spam Veldora's protection skill, it's already buffing it to, by like what max we saw at that time with like 4-ish uses was like 32% or something like that. So she is buffing up her damage so hard, and as we saw in Crucible, even though it was a weak stage, she was hitting for 5k with 80% damage reduction, and it's 12k with a crit on a normal with no debuffs. And then her ult, as we saw, kept hitting like 80,000 consistently, with the strategy where you just get her ult and then you pop on all the buffs. And this is only her at level 88. So you can get her to level 100 and her stats will be a lot higher, right? Plus the equipment as well. I haven't even awakened my weapon yet, right? You can max 6-star awaken this equipment plus put her at level 100. She will probably be hitting like 100,000 with the same setup. Plus if you buff Veldora and you awaken him even further, right? You get that 470%, plus you get his, what, like 15%, I think, when you like awaken. Let's see, ability release. Yeah, sorry, 16%, right? Now MILIM is hitting even harder. So I think she's a really good unit, and the space team just really complements her character, just like her kit and everything. Plus, the space team has so much support, with Frey being like the god orb manipulator. You have Masked Hero, who gives good crit rate and can give you that extra turn to either build up Veldora or build up like her ultimate. And then you have Space Rimuru, who honestly you don't even really need to use that much anymore, just because you already have Space MILIM, but Space MILIM only gives a space attack buff. But on the space team specifically, like, she already does Rimuru's job, so you don't even really need him anymore. So yeah, this MILIM overall, I think she's really, really good. Really solid nuker. I think she's the best, honestly, in terms of if you're comparing everyone. I think she can just output the most damage with her team. Her team just complements her so well. The only problem is that I think she doesn't work too well outside of her space team, just because if you use her outside of her space team, there's so much that she can't gain, or that she's lacking from the other teams, that it'll be hard to match the kind of numbers that we saw today. But yeah, that's pretty much it. She's really good. If you don't have her, please summon for her. Don't summon for Carrion or this Dark Rimuru and Dark Diablo. Summon for this MILIM and the Time Traveler. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the showcase. If you liked what you saw and enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below your thoughts on this character. And yeah, pretty much it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.